Congressman Buddy Carter, Republican, joins me from Georgia now. Actually, he's obviously in D.C., but he's from Georgia.
Right.
Congressman, first of all, talk to me about the change in tune with these companies. What's driving that?
Well, certainly these CEOs are weak, and they have fallen victim to the misinformation and lies that have been spread by Joe Biden, Stacey Abrams, Raphael Warnock, and other Democrats. And I think they realize that now. It really is appalling to me that these CEOs, who obviously are smart people, or they wouldn't be in the positions that they're in, that they made these decisions before they actually read the bill and understood the bill. I mean, you always want to do your homework first, but they obviously didn't do that. And because of their actions, they are complicit in spreading the misinformation that has come about as a result of this Election Integrity Act that the Georgia State Legislature passed that actually makes voting easier and cheating harder. 75% of all Georgians said they wanted more election integrity. 60% of all Democrats, 69% of all African Americans said this is what they wanted. And when you read the bill and understand the bill, that's exactly what they got.
You know, it's interesting. So I took some notes there because I'm listening for the legal part of this. And you said spreading misinformation. That's a problem for these companies. And that's a problem for the MLB because I would imagine you're thinking that could be actionable.
Actually, no question about it. It is actionable. And listen, these companies, we understand they carry a lot of clout. And when they speak and when they make statements like this, then people listen to them. And that's why they need to be more careful and understand issues. Delta is so disappointing. I mean, the CEO of Delta initially said, hey, this is good. This is going to make voting safe and secure in the state of Georgia. Then he backtracked and said, oh, no, this is awful. And you know, all the while Delta, well, evidently the pressure got to him, and the misinformation and the lies that were being spread by these Democrats, including Raphael Warnock, obviously he fell victim to that. And hopefully now he understands, and hopefully now Coke understands. All the while that Delta on their website advertises themselves as being the most Chinese-friendly airline out there, all the while Coca-Cola just last week entered into an agreement with another company to advertise in the 2022 Beijing Olympics. Whereas we know what's going on in China, that they are suppressing human rights over there, that they're pounding Hong Kong, and yet they say that this represents their values, and it's totally hypocritical.
I'm curious to know how you might get some of that money back, because the salt in the wound in all of this just might be they moved it to Colorado, which has fewer early voting days than Georgia and its new law. And, you know, there's a little bit of boasting going on because they got all that money from the MLB All-Star Game, $100 million.
Absolutely, and that's why I introduced the Community Protection in Sports Act. And what this will do is to allow the local communities to recoup some of the costs that have been lost by hardworking Georgians and small businesses that have suffered the consequences of this. This will allow those local communities to recoup some of that financial loss and to offer grants and to also pay and recoup some of the costs. And keep in mind, a lot of advertising is going into this, infrastructure improvements, and that all costs. And when you pull that out, it impacts the very people, small businesses and minority small businesses, hardworking Georgians. It impacts the people that supposedly they're trying to protect.
Well, Congressman Carter, the Community Protection Sports Act is a tangible way to deal with this. We will watch the progress that you made. Thank you for being in the Faulkner Focus today.